is that this present world order, Zionist-dominated world order, is so hell-bent on preserving its rule over the world and taking its messianic mission to full spectrum dominance, that they are prepared to provoke world war. They are prepared to face the destruction of most of the known world today. It doesn't matter to them what damage is done. What they want is to continue to rule the world until the end of history. This is our Islamic eschatological perspective. In fact, we view the present moment as one quite similar to the summer of 1914, when the world stood on the brink of World War. We are now at that breathless moment, waiting for another world war. I refer to it as the Second World War, because for me, what they call the Second World War was simply part 2 of World War I, the unfinished work of the First World War. And this is the second. But this World War, from our perspective, and reading the ahadith, the prophecies of Prophet Muhammad, Allah's blessings be upon him, this World War, which will be fought not only by NATO, but by its surrogates in the Turkish government, the Saudi ruling monarchy and its Wahhabi, Salafi religious backers, by the Zionist state of Qatar, by Libya, and by all others who pronounce their concern for Israel's security. This world war that's coming will target not just the world of Islam. In order for Israel to subdue its immediate geographical region, the Arabs, but more importantly, that this coming world war will target Russia and China. It will be such a world war, said Prophet Muhammad, Allah's blessings be upon him, that birds flying in the sky will fall down, which appears to me to anticipate nuclear war, with thousands of nuclear weapons perhaps being used, in consequence of which electronic devices and electronic warfare and cruise missiles and fighter aircrafts can no longer use space. Syria appears to me to be the flashpoint, as Sarajevo was used as the flashpoint in 1914. And Israel is pouring more and more fuel with her aerial strikes on Syria, anticipating that eventually it will provoke a response, either from Iran or from Russia or from both. And that response would allow Israel and her ally in Turkey to then act in such a way as will bring the world war to occur. Prophet Muhammad, Allah's blessings be upon him, described that world war as the malhama, and he spoke about malahim, indicating that it won't be one war, but perhaps a series of wars which will culminate with the greatest war mankind will ever experience. In order for us to understand the reality of the world today and to appreciate the viewpoint that we are now breathlessly located at that moment in time, which is similar to the summer of 1914, and that we are about to witness world war, it is necessary for us to seek to understand those who control power in the world today. Why do they want to rule the world? These people about whom the Quran has prohibited us from maintaining friendly ties. Russia and China are making efforts to seek to dismantle this unjust world order. But the efforts which they are making, unfortunately, cannot succeed, even though they ought to succeed, because that empire is collapsing. The US dollar is dead, it's being kept alive artificially. And so BRICS has every reason to succeed. And there's every reason why we should be successful in making an effort to bring a new world order into being which will replace this unjust world order. But it cannot succeed from our Islamic eschatological perspective. Why? Why do they want to rule the world? Why are they hell-bent on preserving their rule by the hook or by the crook, even if it is to risk nuclear war with Russia and China? About 12 years ago, by Allah's grace, I was able to write Jerusalem in the Quran. And in that book, which introduced Islamic eschatology really, I analyzed and explained and interpreted hadith of the Prophet ﷺ to the effect that history was going to witness 3 successive efforts at ruling the world on the part of this alliance. The first was Pax Britannica, and then came the second ruling state, part of our Islamic eschatology, when the United States of America replaced Britain and demolished Britain as a ruling state. That's what Bretton Woods was about. Bretton Woods meant Britain couldn't rule the world anymore. The United States of America then gave to the world Pax Americana. And it is this Pax Americana which is now collapsing. What comes after that? According to the hadith and my interpretation of the hadith in my book Jerusalem in the Quran, it is Pax Judaica. All along from the very beginning they were telling a lie. when they said that all that we want to do was to give to the Jews a home where they could live, a home. And that's why they created Israel. But that was a lie. They never created Israel to provide a home for the Jews. They created Israel so that one day Israel could rule the world. And when Israel ruled the world, then said Prophet Muhammad, Allah's blessings be upon him, a man would emerge. The Prophet described him. He said he would be a Jew. He said that he would be a young man. He said that he would be powerfully built and he'd have curls. And he would rule the world from Jerusalem and declare that I am the Messiah. And this brings us to eschatology. Christian eschatology says that the Messiah was Jesus, the son of Mary, and that he came and that he will come back. Islamic eschatology says that the Messiah was Jesus, the son of Mary, and that he came and that he would come back. But Jewish eschatology says that the Messiah never came. The Messiah is still to come. He could not have been the Messiah because, وَنَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنْ هَذَا, he's a bastard. And a bastard cannot be the Messiah. And so they're waiting for the Messiah to come. And that's why Israel wants to rule the world. So that history will end with a validation to their claim to truth. And Prophet Muhammad said that Allah sent someone who will impersonate the Messiah. And he will be Dajjal, the false Messiah. And this is why they want to continue to rule the world, even if they have to provoke world war, which will be nuclear war as never before explained in history.